Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm the Cornish Witch.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Cornish Witch. I was going to try and film this video outside as it is the first lovely day of spring. It's Good Friday and the weather is beautiful, but I couldn't get the camera position right. Really need to invest in a tripod, I think. So today I just wanted to have a little talk about different types of witches. There was a comment in a previous video I did about being a baby witch, or having spent 20 years feeling like I was a baby witch. And I think this is just kind of a social media term that I've somehow assimilated into my brain. Kind of baby witch is a term used for somebody who feels they are like inexperienced or are new to witchcraft. And it's a really common term that you see a lot on social media. I try to avoid these terms, but it seems to have crept in. So everybody seems to want a little label of what sort of witch am I, especially young or perhaps inexperienced witches get really worried about what sort of witch am I. And there's quizzes online that you can do, there's Facebook groups of people going, how do I find out what sort of witch I am? Well, firstly, it doesn't really matter. You could be whatever witch you want to be, it's fine. But we're just going to have a little talk about the different types of witch that you might hear about most commonly. If you've seen my first video, my introduction video, I said that I consider myself a green witch. And to me, being a green witch, it incorporates all of nature. I'm really lucky with where I live. I have fields and forests and rivers and coastline around me. I'm so lucky. So to me, being a green witch incorporates all of nature. I love all of it. If I had to pick a favourite, I couldn't, because I love it all. So that's what it is to me. That's my personal practice. If you personally consider yourself a green witch and you feel it's something completely different, that's fine, because that's your practice. You can do whatever you want. Similarly to green witch, there are also forest witches and hedge witches. There's quite a lot of crossover between green witch, forest witch and hedge witch. Loads of crossover. So if you kind of feel that you connect more to one than another, that's fine, but feel free to dip in and out of things. Similarly, there is also a lot of crossover between kitchen witches and hearth witches. Hearth witch is a more traditional term. Years ago, the hearth would have been the heart of the home. People would have been cooking over an open fire. So a lot of your practice would have been in the hearth. Nowadays, for kitchen witches, it's witches who do incorporate a lot of their practice into their cookery, baking, anything like that. Anything involving the home really is for a hearth and a kitchen witch. You also have a lot of crossover between sea witches and river witches. These are for people that feel really connected to the water element, and I suppose it depends what you have local to you, whether you go down the sea or the river route. Obviously it would be a little bit, it wouldn't work very well if you lived really near the sea but there was no rivers near you and you wanted to be a river witch. Might not work too well. But there's a lot of crossover between working with the sea and the river. Incorporate that water element into your practice. You've also got witches who are really connected to the fire element, do a lot of candle magic, that sort of thing. You've also got cosmic witches. These are witches who connect really strongly with the universe as a whole. So really a cosmic witch could incorporate anything. Often very interested in things like astrology and movement of the planets. And there's also witches who are very interested, or their main focus is divination, whether this be like scrying or dowsing, use of tarot cards, anything like that. That's a divination witch. You may have heard the term eclectic witch. This is used quite a bit, and I feel that all witches nowadays to an extent are eclectic witches. Years ago, when things weren't as readily available and you had to use whatever was local to you in your practice, yes, being a forest witch would have meant that you lived in a forest or near a forest, and your practice incorporated the things that you found in the forest. Whereas nowadays it's so easy to buy things in shops and online. As I've spoken about before, there's so many things that you can pick up, like locally, really cheap, like in your supermarket, things like that. So it's really easy to incorporate other bits into our practice now. Personally, I use a lot of herbs, I use a lot of essential oils, a lot of crystals in my practice. And this works for me, but it doesn't mean I'm not a green witch. But that's just the label that I feel suits me. If you don't want a label and you just want to call yourself a witch, that is fine. You don't have to have a label. You don't have to, if somebody comes at you, oh, what sort of witch are you? You can just say, well, witch. You don't have to feel bad and think, oh, I've not got a label. I don't know what sort of witch I am. You can just be a witch. Just do whatever feels right for you in your practice. If you are more interested in different types of witch, or things that incorporated into the craft of different types of witches, if you head over to the channel of the Bronx Witch, she is called Ali, and she is amazing. She has some excellent videos, and she does a lot of interviews with different types of witches. So she does an interview with like a witch who's a medium, a tarot witch, a rich witch, would be nice, wouldn't it? On a Christian witch. That was a very interesting video, the one with the lady who is a Christian but also calls herself a witch. It's a really enlightening video, I really enjoyed that. So head on over there if you're interested. I think that's all I have to say for now. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I hope to see you again soon.